If you've been paying attention the last few years, you already know that the incandescent bulb is slowly being phased out in favor of the more energy efficient compact fluorescent or LEDs. Now a couple years back, I started changing over the bulbs in my house from incandescents to CFLs. Now everything was going good until I went to replace some decorative bulbs like this one in a lamp that we had, and it turned out the only replacements available for a decorative bulb like this looked like this. Now I don't know about you, but energy saving or not, I don't want a decorative bulb that looks like a spaceship. Now a couple of years have gone by since then, but still most of the replacements for decorative bulbs don't look very nice. They usually have a pretty big heat sink, and the heat sink is usually white in color, and it just doesn't look very nice. And that goes for both the compact fluorescent and the LED models. Well, today I'm going to take a look at two bulbs from a company called Hypericon, and these bulbs break the mold a little bit. Instead of the big white heat sink that you come to expect, these have a somewhat smaller heat sink, and you can get it in either the gold color, like this bulb here, or you can get it in a silver color. So these things look a whole lot better than many of the competing products on the market. Just a quick look at some specifications before we go any further. This bulb has a power consumption of 3 watts, and it's suitable to replace a 35 watt incandescent bulb, so the light output is roughly comparable to that. It's dimmable from 20 to 100%. I don't actually have a dimmable socket, so I won't actually be able to test that today. It has a rated lifetime of 35,000 plus hours, and it also has a 5-year limited warranty from the date of purchase. Now these have the smaller E12 base, but if you need to put it in a fixture that only supports the larger base, you can actually get an adapter fairly inexpensively and adapt it, and so you can use it in a larger fixture. Now these bulbs are available in several different color temperatures. Typically the color temperature of a bulb ranges between 2000 and 5000, with 5000 being kind of a cool blue color, and then as you move lower toward the 3000 mark, it's more of a whitish light, and then as you get toward 2000, it's more of a yellowish or warm glow. So the next thing I'm going to do is actually put these bulbs to the test. I have some incandescent bulbs that I bought. These are 25 watts, so these should be about the same brightness as the LEDs, or maybe just a little bit dimmer, but it should be pretty close. And I'd like to compare the brightness and the color temperature of these LEDs with these incandescents. The first model I'm going to be looking at is the one with the color temperature of 2700 K, or what Hypericon calls warm glow. And let's go ahead and put this in the socket and see how it compares with an incandescent. Alright, I have 2 light fixtures here, and these would normally be used with lower wattage bulbs, but they'll work well for our purposes today because they're obviously portable and I can easily compare the light output of 2 bulbs side by side. So here's what they look like side by side. The LED is a little brighter, and we expected that because it's a 35 watt replacement, and this is a 25 watt bulb. Now this light is actually a fairly warm light looking at it by itself, but when you compare it with an incandescent, it's just a bit cooler. This is a little bit more of a yellowish light. Something else that's kind of interesting is that this bulb here is still cold. Even the base is cold, and this one here is so hot I can hardly touch it. In fact, I would probably get burnt if I would leave my hand on it. So that just shows you how much energy is wasted in an incandescent generating heat instead of generating light. So let's go ahead and take out the 2700 Kelvin bulb and put in the 2300 Kelvin and see how that one looks. Okay, now I have the 2300 Kelvin bulb in place, which is what Hypericon also calls amber glow, and things are reversed a little bit. These are very, very close, but the LED bulb is just a tiny bit warmer, a little bit more yellowish than what the incandescent is. But I would say this comparison is actually closer than what the 2700 Kelvin bulb was. So if you're looking for as close as possible to incandescent, I would say this is probably the better choice, even though the other one isn't far off either. So that pretty much does it as far as my review of these bulbs. I'd have to say I'm very impressed, and mainly because this company has found a way to make a bulb that not only saves energy, but also looks very, very nice. So thanks for watching today's review, and hopefully you found it helpful if you're shopping for decorative bulbs.